Sajida?
Yeah, I'm here.
Yeah. Good evening, Sajida. It's 7:30. It's time to listen to the Dhamma. We respectfully invite Sajida to preach the Dhamma for us.
Okay, so let's start by paying homage to the Buddha.
Yes.
Namo Dassa Bhagavato Arahato Samma Sambuddhassa. Namo Dassa Bhagavato Arahato Samma Sambuddhassa. Namo Dassa Bhagavato Arahato Samma Sambuddhassa. Okay, so last time we finished the lesson 2. So lesson 2 is about the so conjugation as sign. So 7 conjugation as sign. So we already completely introduced. But this one is, even though 7 signs, but so if we focus on the ending, only 4, you see, R ending, O ending, and A ending. So that is why generally when we analyze the verb into rule, conjugation sign, and verb termination. So at that time, so from that 4 power endings we can consider. So one step. So here at that time also in the exercise, lesson 2 exercise. So I escaped not teaching then because so that one I sent the assignment in our the so classroom, probably so Google Classroom. So some of the students are also trying to answer that one. But at that time, I found so some step they need to know, even though mostly they can do well. But so to be sure, so one step we need to understand that one. So for example here, even though in the exercise, so find out the basis of the following verbs. In the exercise, just find out the base. But in our that classroom assignment, so I asked find out root and conjugation assigned. Okay, so now to find out that one, yeah, the verb, so first verb is babu nati. So that babu nati. No, so we should start from the back, the first step. Okay, to find out the now. So to find out the what formation, we can say that what formation. So what formation mean, root and the conjugation is sign, and also verb termination or maybe some present participle later. We'll see that. So we need to follow this step. The first one is so start from the back of the word to find easily. Okay. And then at that time, step by step. So remove the verb termination. So to get the base. And then now second step. So remove so conjugation as sign. So to get the root. Okay. And at the time, maybe some verb can be solved with these three steps, but some are not. So if the remaining, word is more than one sound or syllable. So at that time, so one more step we need to consider. It is included the prefix. So that is why now the last step. So separate. So prefix and root. So at that time we can get through these 4 steps, so we can solve. So that one. Now actually, so this babu nadi, now we can follow that one. So babu nadi. So from there, now the first step. So if we remove div, that is verb termination. So at that time, babu na, that is base. And then now second step. So at that time, this babu na base is ending in the R. So at that time, we need to check among these 7 conjugation assigned suffixes. You see here that babu na is ending in the R, so that design cannot be R sign, and also cannot be negidine. The second sign R also. This sign also cannot be. Okay, so that is why here, maybe that is na number 4, na sign, or maybe number 5, na or una sign. Among these 3, we need to consider, because this one also ending in the u, this one ending in the o, this ending in the a. So na or una. Okay, now these 2. So at the time, now let's see in the babu na. You see, this na is with the not with the dot. That is not the other one second. So that is why from there, so remove na or una. Okay. Actually, this one is una. That is why, this one is just possibility, but actually una. So that is why this one I will put within the bracket. By removing una, so we have the bob. Even though this bob is just one sound, but that one also we don't have the bob root, so that is that one is 2 maybe prefix and the root. So that is from that, we need to do the last step. So ba, prefix, root, actually in this way. So at that time here, ba, prefix, root here, two short vowel together. So sometimes one of them is dropped. But so and the become the so that is it becomes the ba. In this way can be understood. So finally, when we join up, when we combine together, so ba bunati is combination of the ba prefix, so ru and then so conjugational sign suffix is una and the D. Now this one is the right answer. We can get it. Okay. So that is the 4 step. For some, only 3 steps is okay. 3 steps are enough. But for some, so one more step. We need to find out. We need to apply it in this way. So now next verb is here G Nadi. Mostly, even though this Babu Nadi is a little bit special, like a R to the R to the R, that is a Bab, a little bit difficult. But the other one, like here, next one is G Nadi. So by removing the D, so from that we have the G Na, and also that G Na by removing the D. Sorry, so by removing the vowel termination D. So we have the G now. So that is base. And also from there, so by removing now we have the root G. So in this way. So finally, that G now D is coming from the root G and a conjugation sign suffix na and the D in this way. And then next, so next verb is Jori D. So Jori D here also from the back D we have. And after that, A we have. Now the remaining one is, Jor. But so at that time, this A is belonging to the 7 conjugation sign group. So here you see in the 7 conjugation sign A and Aya. So at that time in the root vowel, so A in the root vowel, R has a natural change into the R, E change to the A, U change to the O. But now we see O, that one, so go back to the U or U. Okay, so that is why the jaw is not finished yet. So that one is so from the Ju by changing. So U to the O in this way can be understood. So that is why majority D is root Ju and conjunction sign A and the D. In this way can be understood, you see clearly. And then next verb also now we can do that, the no D. So the note D, so D and the O, and the remaining one is Dan. So that Dan, we don't need to do anything now. Root Dan, O, and the D. And also next one is, Suna D. So Suna D also, D and the Na and the Su. You see, just from the back, we should start. Simple to understand. Suna D. And then next, so Bawe D. So Bawe D also, D and the E, and now, sorry, Bawa. So that Bawa also coming from the Bawa. And then that Bawa also coming from the root Bu. In this way can be, understood. So this one is because of this A sign. And then that root Bu has, now we need to notice, root Bu. In the root Bu, U is changed to the or to the, hour. So root itself has a nature of that one. We need to notice. But because of this A from the R, this R become the R in this way. Okay, and then next one, Bawedi. So Bapodi. So Bapodi also a little bit special. So that is why, D, and here we see O, but no O actually. Now, if we do like that, so we have the, Bob, O, and the D. But this one is special one. That is why, we could not apply these 4 steps. So only D. And then at the time, so this Bo is from the Ba prefix and root R and then Nu suffix. So at that time, you should see here, this R is short one because so now becoming as a this one up to the R, you see, but here just up, dropping one not there. So, R drop, and then, so this bar and this na, so bar na become the bar bar. And then, so this U, so U become or such a irregular one also. In Pali we can see, but not many. That is why such a body we need to note. So maybe such a word should start, we should notice in this way. But most of maybe 90% of those list of rules can be solved by following these 4 steps. Okay, and then now next one. We did body, so jana did. So janati also actually D and the na. At the time, only ja. So maybe we may confuse this ja is root, but that one also, secondary form. So that is a not root yet. So actually ja, nya, and then becomes so ja, 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 or one of them is dropped. So for such a root also, we need to notice. So root, janya, from that, this janya, in some word where where become ja, ja, and then one of them is drop. Or in some word that janya become the nyanya. And then maybe in some word one of them is drop, but sometimes not drop. So in this way, these two steps, we need to note that for this root. Okay, and then next. So janadi and chaditi. So chaditi is D and A and chad. But this chad also, according because of this R become the R. So the design root is chart. In this it can be, understood. Chart because A is 7 conjugate sign group. At the time root power such a R has a natural change into the R. And then next, so Jinati. Okay, very simple. D and then
Na,
and then G. Okay. So in this way we can do at the time, so we can find such a word formation easily. Okay. And the others are, very simple, translate into English. And so at the time also these verb conjugate in the present tense. So babu nadi, babu nandi, babu nasi, babu nata, babu nami, babu nama, and so on. Now all of those students can do in the exercise. Okay, that is why I will skip. And these are also we can do where. So that is why I skip that one. Okay, so now today we will go to the lesson 3. So lesson 3 is some irregular buff, some anomalous root actually, not buff. So lesson 3. So anomalous buff or maybe roots. So at the very beginning, we already introduced in Pali bhav. So bhav has at least 3 parts. One is root, and second is conjugational sign, and that one is bhav termination. In this way, 3 parts included. But for these roots, without using this conjugational sign, okay, so that is right here. Without yeah, formed without conjugational sign. So in this way can be, understood. So now those anomalous verb only, root and the verb termination. So in this way can be understood. So at the time, here, root us. Root us is actually to be, but sometimes, to become, even though to be. So sometimes it is used to become, sometimes, to exists, or to have, or to exist. Or maybe, in this way, there is better. There is, or there is, or there are, that sense. Especially with the that person. Okay, so now basically to be. So now we have already learned the present tense. So present tense verb termination, singular and plural. So, okay, now that person, D, and then D, and the second person, C, and the ta, and now first person, me, and the ma. So now with the root us, now I will add. So root us, root us, root us, root us, root us. So root us. So at the time, you see, the first one is us, D. The second one is SND. And that second person singular is SC. And second person plural is asta. And here, us, me. And here, us, ma. So, in that, you see here different consonants, sa, da. Here, sa, sa. Here, sa, ta. Here, sa, ma. You see? So, and then sa, da. So, that's sa, da, change to the data. Sorry. To see clearly. Okay. So now in this singular, this sada change to the data. So that is why we have the ati. In Pali, we need to notice whenever we see sa and da. So such a changing, we need to not only in this form, all the time, whenever we see sa and da, has a natural changing to the data. But in some example, instead of the data, so to the data with a dot also, but in this case without dot. So two possibility. That one we need to notice. But in this example, just R is drop. R drop. Because in Pali at the beginning of our when we see R, that R is negative, that is why. So to avoid confusion. So sandi. Now that basin singular is ati. So ati mean even though he is, but sometime. So there is also. So for the sandy also, sometimes they are, but sometimes there are, that sense can be understood. But for the second person singular st, actually it is available to be used, but not. So that is when or sa is dropped. So that is when we have the just a C. So that is just you are singular. But here asata. So sata change to the so data, and also in some change to the data with the dot also. So that is why atta. Atta means you are, but here plural. So we don't have the there are you, only you are. And but for this form, so we use two forms. The rightly, one form is ask me, and then second form is sa change to the ha, and then at the time they wa or the hama, but change their position to the maha. That is another form is me. So two forms we have. Me, no, I am. Okay. But this asama also has the same two form. Asma also we use in the same process. Sa to the ha and hama to the maha. So we have the ma. So that means we are in this way. So this sama changing also the same process, not only in this form. All the time, whenever we see sa and ha together, sa and ma together, that sa change to the ha and ha ma change to the ma ha. Not only in this one, whenever in any way, when we find such a word, where we change like that. So that is here, sata to the data or data, and then sata to the data or data. These three, sata to the data and sata to the data, and so sama to the finally maha by changing in this way. So we need to note that in this. So that is right here. With root R without using conjugation sign, you see. So ati and then sandi, asi, ata, asami, ami, asama, and ma in this way. So now without using conjugation sign, that one, that is it is called the anomalous verb. So regular verb is of three parts: root, sign, and verb termination. But anomalous verb, so without sign, only root and verb. Maybe before that, some prefix also can be found there, but without sign, without conjugation sign. In this way, can be understood. So ati, sandi, asi, atta, asami, or ami, asama, amma. Okay, so asami mean he is, or so there is, or sandi, they are, or there are. Asi, you are. Atta, also you are. Asami, me, I am. But asma and ma, we are. So in this way can be understood. So okay, now ati. So actually this one is anomalous. Not so by applying the previous four we could not understand. So that is why we need to practice to be familiar with that one. So that is why we should read it. Ati, he is, there is, and Sandy, they are, there are, Asi, you are, Ata, you are, Asami, me, I am, Asama, ma, we are. So Ati, he is, there is, Sandy, they are, there are. Asi, you are. Ata, you are. Asami, me, I am. Asama, ma, we are. Ati, he is, there is, Sandy, they are, there are, Asi, you are, singular, Atta, you are, plural, Asami, me, I am. So Asmi also I am, and me also I am. Asama, I am. Asama, we are. Amma, we are. Okay. So, and then next root. So root brew. This root brew is not so common, but this root as is very common. So root brew is to say. Okay. So that root brew also that base with the present tense. Here singular, here plural. So in the that base, so root is brew. After that the D. We don't need to do anything, just brew D. But for the plural, root is brew and power terminations and D. At the time, so what is inserted? So brew one D. This what is just insertion. Brew one D. But in some example, so the other ones, bra one D. So that one is, who become or become our. So bra one D. Like a bra one D. And this is also true form. So brew one D, bra one D. And then for the second person also, so brew and the C, but just brew C. We don't need to do anything. For the second person plural, brew and the ta. So just brew ta. And then for the first person, so brew and then meat. So we have the brew meat. And brew and ma. So we have the brew ma. Okay. So here also now all together. So brew D. He says and brew one D or bra one D. They say and brew C. You singular say and brew ta. You plural say and brew me. I say Bruma. We say. Okay. So Brudi, Bruandi, or Brudi, he says. Bruandi, Brawandi, they say. Brusi, you say. Bruta, you say. Brumi, I say. Bruma, we say. Brudi, he says. Bruwanti, Brawanti, they say. Brusi, you say. Bruta, you say. Brumi, I say. Bruma, we say. Brudi, he says. Bruwanti, Brawanti, they say. Brusi, you say, singular. Bruta, you say, plural. Brumi, I say. Bruma, we say. Okay. And then, now next. Next verb in the lesson 3 is ruhan. So ruhan, to kill, and also in some place to torture, to make pain other, torture. So, but this one is only in the tabase. So in the singular, here in the plural. So in the tabase, singular, so ru is hand, and then di. So we have the hand di. But we have the, so another form also. Ru hand, and the sign are, and the di. So hanati also. Okay, so we have the two forms. But for the plural, so ruhan, are, and the anti, we have the hananti. And for the second person, singular also, ruhan, are, and si. So hana si. And ruhan, when you decide are, and the ta. So hanata. And for past person, singular, ruhan, are, and then me. Actually, should be hana me, but we already introduced that. Before the me ma became the that is right. So hana mi. So to ruhan, sign and the ma, but become the hana ma in this way. So now this verb also together. So handi, hanati, he kills. And then hananti, they kill. Hanasi, you singular kill. Hanata, you plural kill. Hanami, I kill. Hanama, we kill. Okay, so handi, hanadi, he kills. Hanandi, they kill. Hanasi, you kill. Hanata, you kill. Hanami, I kill. Hanama, we kill. Hanadi, he kills. Hanandi, they kill. Hanasi, you kill. Hanata, you kill. Hanami, I kill. Hanama, we kill. So in that lesson 3, only these 3 root. So the first one root as to be, and the second one root to say, and that one root hand to kill or to hurt. So obeys also to torture in this way. Okay, Dreaman, any question?
So I don't understand why root hand it has the side, but is it considered as anomalous verb?
Only for this form, handy.
Only one form without
Right.
the whole root.
The others are the normal form. Only handy is anomalous form.
Oh, I see. Thank you.
Okay, welcome. So in the book, only these 3 rules, but so we need to know some verbs, even though in the book not included. For example, so one verb root we have already learned, ruta. So that ruta mean to stand. Okay, but that ruta. So if we use conjugation as sign, so at the time this ruta. So ruta has 3 changes. Ta to the date. So at that time, conjugation is sign up. So one change. And then one changing is root ta to the ta. At that time also conjugation is sign. But this change is commonly with the prefix, like a would or maybe some prefix. So that is, but so that root ta without changing ta, and also without using conjugation as sign, directly did such a irregular form, anomalous form also in some places can ta d, and then so tan d, and then ta c, so ta, and then ta mi, and then tama. So in this way can be found that you see 3 changes. So that is why this root ta, if we use a conjugation as sign, the first one changing is to the did, the second one changing to the taha, but that taha is with the prefix. But without using this at sign, ta itself also directly can be used like a ta di, tan di, ta si, ta mi, tama. Okay. So the same meaning, he stands, they stand, you stand, I stand, we stand, the same meaning. So to rubu. So this rubu to be also, if we use conjugation as sign a, at that time, rubu and the a. So, sorry, this one. So this root conjunctive sign R. So this root bu become the bawa in this way. That one also, we already learned that one process completely. So no, U become or become our. So bawa in this way. But at the time, this one, when we use a conjugate sign. But if we don't use conjugation sign a, so root bu become the bo, and also from the become ho. So without use, this part becomes silent or. So from that, so we can have the ho di, hon di, ho si, ho ta, ho mi, and the ho ma. So that one also a kind of the anomaly you see. So in some form with the art sign, in some form without art sign. In this way can be, understood. Okay, and then next. So this rule also we have already learned that at the time, such an anomalous one I skipped because not to be confused. So to line down. Okay. This to line down also root C with the art sign at that time. Root C and the art. So this C become the saya. Here also the same process. So E become A become Aya, so saya. So now base is here data. Here base is Otaha, but here no just Ruta, you see. And here also base is what. Here also, base is saya. But if we don't use, that R sign, C becomes C, only the C. So from that one, we can have the, C, D, D, C, 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 ta, C, mi, C, ma. So C, D, he lies down. C, D, they lie down. C, you lying down. C, ta, you lying down. C, me, I lying down. C, ma, we lying down. The same meaning. So saya di with the saya di, saya di, saya si, saya ta, saya mi, saya ma. But here, so just say di, sen di, say si, say ta, say mi, say ma. You see? And then now next part also. Root need we have already learned. So to lead. Okay, to lead. This one also with the art sign actually. So root ni and the art sign. So at that time, so become the naya by changing the same process. E become A become aya. But at that time, base is naya, di, nayan di, naya si, naya ta, naya mi, naya ma. But if we don't use that conjugated sign R, so ni, but E become A, so ni. From the ni, so ni di, nin di, ni si, ni ta, ni mi, and ni ma. So neyadi, neyandi, neyasi, neyata, neyami, neyama. But without using a, nedi, nendi, nesi, neta, nemi, nema. So that is why, some root. So as in common form or formal form, regular form also can be, but sometimes such a irregular form also, a normalized form, but not all root, just these root. Now to be completed, I review again. So at that time, or at the very beginning, I skip this step. Okay, so, and then one more root. So this one is new root. Root da. Root da is to give. Okay. Root da is to give. So that da also with the R sign actually. Da and the A. So at that time, this da became the, da. So at that time, this A drop. Because by maintaining two vowels together, that is right, A drop. So we have the da, da. So from that, we can have the da, di, and the dan, di, the da, si. Okay, yeah, I will explain that one. So the da, di, the dan, di, and so the da, si, the da, ta, and the da, mi, the da, ma. But if we don't use this conjugal sign A at that time, so R become the like a C, you see. R become the A, so day we have. So day, D, then D, day, C, day, ta, day, me, and the day, ma, you see. Day, D, then D, day, C, day, ta, day, me, day, ma. Okay, so in the chat about the one student Lenya asked the question. So actually this Bhavati is commonly in the sense of we use he is. For example, we will use that one, saw me, he, saw Jerry, yo. So Bhavati. Okay. So that is, so is he. And Bhavati is, Acharya is a teacher. In this way we use. But we don't use so Acharya ati. So when we say, Acharya ati, so at that time the meaning is, so there is a teacher. There is one teacher. So that is why, at the very beginning, I pointed out that one. So even though root is to be, but sometimes in the that person singular, there are that one. So it can be understood. But so actually only with the bhavati and the ati, there are different, but sorry, there is. So in the second person, so like a Doan, so power C and a C has the same meaning you are. So for example, Doan Issariya power C. Also, you are a teacher, and then Doan Issariya a C. Also, you are a teacher. In this way, can be found that. But in the text, in the Pali, only a C form is a C is very common than the vowel C. So that is why that at the very beginning when I introduced, only in the third person singular here there is and there are. That one I put the meaning. But in the SC, it's just you are not, there are you. Atta also not, there are you. And we also, there is I'm or there are we don't use. Only in the third person, ati and santi, the sense of there can be understood. But Bawandi cannot be. Bawandi is just to be. So Burisa, Bawandi, they are made or something like that. So that is different between root Bhavati and the Ati, and Bhavanti and the Santi. Okay, so now is there any question?
So one root has two formation. First with side and second with downside. So what is the difference?
The same meaning, only form is different. Meaning is the same.
In reality, when we use them, we can use them in
both of them we can use.
I see. Thank you.
Okay, welcome. Okay, so if no more questions, so let's stop here by saying sadhu. So sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.
Sadhu.
Sadhu, sadhu,
Sadhu.
Sadhu,
sadhu, sadhu,
Kính thưa Sayadaw.
Thank you so
Cảm
much,
ơn
Sayadaw,
cô.
for
Cảm
your
ơn sư cô.
teaching lesson today.
Thank you, Sada.
Sadhu.
We wish you good health.
Welcome.
Thank you so much. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.
Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Thank you so much.
Wow.